Once upon a time, Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pill. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is a modern story. This is not going to be about Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill's trip to the well. So Jill and Jack were on their way to the shop to buy some food. Hey, wait for me. Hello everybody, hello children, what can I get for you? What can I get you? Hello miss, we would like to buy some candy. No, excuse me miss, actually we would like to buy some fruit. No, yes, no, why? I want candy. Well, I want fruit, candy, fruit, candy. Fruit! Candy! Fruit! Why am I even here? In that situation, who has the better argument? Or who was more persuasive? If you are most people, then you are probably thinking, well, none of them actually made sense. And that is correct. None of them. None of these kids actually made reasoning or made reasonable arguments. You see, the type of argument that Jack and Jill were having is pretty shallow, and they were only talking about like the surface area of the whole situation, about Jack and Jill, Jack liking candy and Jill liking fruits. So they're only stating their positions or their claim. They're only stating their position. But in order to be persuasive, they have to go on with a much more richer argument rather than just saying that they like something because they just like it. If we are going to make the whole situation a lot better, then Jill, for example, could say that we need to eat fruits because fruits are a lot healthier than candy. And Jack could also say that no, we have to buy candy because candies taste a lot better than fruit. Well, in that case, both of these people now have arguments to prove their own statements. So right now, Jack and Jill are just arguing by stating their positions, and as we've noticed, it's not very convincing. If you were the person in between them, you wouldn't be able to know which person would you actually listen to, because none of them are actually proving a point. None of them are actually providing evidences or reasons to their point of view, reasons to their claims. And this is why this topic is very important, because this will teach us how to justify our claims or prove our point. You see, sometimes people we actually like to provide a lot of claims. We like to state a lot of things. We like to say that Jacob Elordi is such a good actor. Justin Bieber is such a great singer. Johnny Depp is such a versatile actor. Kissing Booth is a really good movie. We like to say those things. But if a person will ask you, why do you say so? If you were trying to tell someone, oh, Kissing Booth is actually a good movie, and if someone asks you, why is it a good movie? And you can't say anything other than, oh, because the actors and the actress are good-looking people. That's a shallow point. That's a shallow evidence. That's not going to provide the reason that Kissing Booth is such a great movie. You're gonna have to deal with more than just looking into the actors and actresses of the movie. You're gonna have to explain plot of the movie, the cinematography, the acting done by the actors, the whole situation. You're gonna have to explain all those things. You're gonna have to dig deeper. You're gonna have to explain in a more in-depth perception of the topic. And this is the reason why we're going to be learning how to justify claims. Or in this topic, we are going to be justifying claims, talking about justifying claims. Now, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to define justifying claims, share the importance of providing evidence. Now, based on our activity earlier, you have probably guessed what justifying claims already means. Now, when you say justifying claims, let us first define the word claim. Now, when we say claim, this is an assertion of the truth of something, typically one that is disputed or in doubt. Now, in simpler terms, claim is a statement that we want to prove to be real, that we are still trying to prove that is real, that we want to prove that is real. Just so you know, reminder, just for your information, claim is never a fact. Okay, it's never a fact and should not be a fact. If you're going to say blue is a color, there's no argument, there's no point in arguing, because it's already a fact, proven that blue is indeed a color. Now, what you can do to make this a claim is that you can say, instead of saying blue is a color, you can say blue is a sad color. Why? Because in this case, not everyone agrees with your point of view. It could be that some people would view blue as a happy color, or some would view blue as an angry color. In this case, you have the responsibility now to prove your point. How could you say that blue is a color? In this case, in order to justify your claim, you will now have to look for sources, scientific explanations that would prove your point. And this is the purpose of adding into books, of looking into books and looking into internet resources. As much as possible, you want to use all the resources that you have. You cannot just go on and say, oh, I'll just base this using my past knowledge on emotions. No, you need to have more than that. You're gonna need to cite sources of where these ideas or these knowledge is coming from. Because in order to prove your point, in order to prove that something is real, it needs evidence. And you cannot just rely on your own knowledge. You need to use sources. You need to cite your sources as well. Now, how to justify claims? I've already explained this earlier. Now, in order to justify your claims, first of all, you want to research similar topics on your claim. Like, for example, if you want to talk about Johnny Depp being a versatile actor, you need to have evidences that would support that Johnny Depp is a versatile actor. You cannot go on and talk about Johnny Depp as a versatile actor and then have your evidences claiming that Winona Ryder is a better actress. I mean, that does not prove your point at all. Do not add in information that is not related to your claim or to your topic. Make sure, and this is the second step, make sure that your sources are relevant to your topic. It should not go off on your topic. If you're talking about Johnny Depp being a versatile actor, just talk about that. You can talk about his movies. You can talk about some of his movie parts that would prove that Johnny Depp is indeed a versatile actor. You may also put in scientific evidences, and that is all to your creativity and all to your depth research. That is your goal, to prove, to justify your claim comprehensively so that people will understand your point of view. Now, third, you need to cite the sources. You need to provide sources. You have to credit the people whom you took the information from. You cannot just go on and claim that it's yours, because it's definitely not yours and you might get to prison for that. So you need to cite the sources of where you took these evidences from. Why is it important to provide evidence? Now, a lot of you may not be able to understand this at first, but because of evidences, we get to have other people understand our point of view. If we're not going to be providing evidences, then no one will understand us, and it would lead to chaos, basically. Now, there is always this argument, political arguments, political issues, political debates going on, and some people just like to go on and say these claims without even proving their points. And what happens is that other people who have differentiated political views attack this person because this person is not stating any of his or her evidences whatsoever, and it makes them a vulnerable target. You see, it's easy to hate on something you don't understand. Like, for example, the reason why I don't like math is because I cannot understand math. And the reason why I like English is because I understand English a lot better than any other subjects. And it's easy to hate on something because you don't understand it. It's easy to hate something you don't understand. But if you understand something, then you learn to love it. You learn to like it. Like in an instance, you don't like this certain person. You don't like this person's aura. You don't understand him as a person. And that is why you don't like him. He's giving off this different vibe that you don't really like. But once this person opens up to you, once this person brings out his or her true colors to you, there might be a possibility that you will like this person, especially if you understand where or he or she is coming from. If you are now going to understand why he or she is acting this way, if you are now going to understand him as a person, it is much easier to like him or her. And this is the reason why providing evidence is pretty important, because when we provide evidences to support our claims, people will understand our perspective or our point of view. And this will lead to lesser misunderstanding. Although there will be misunderstanding, but it is much lesser compared to someone who is just going to go on and say a certain claim without proving, without having sufficient evidence. If you're going to become a lawyer, you need evidence to defend your client or to attack another client. So it is important to justify our claims in order to prevent misunderstanding. Misunderstanding can lead to chaos, and that is what we would like to avoid. Now, justifying claims is also important in subjects such as argumentative essays. Activities such as argumentative essays, especially in research papers. Research requires you to provide evidence to support your thesis statement. Now, your thesis statement is actually your claim. So you have to provide evidence to support this. And that is the reason why justifying claims is very important, so that you will be able to prove that your research is valid. Then that would be all for this video. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, then you can go on and send me a direct message so I can entertain them. I can entertain your questions and confusions. If you understood, then good for you. Right? That's all for this video, and adios.